Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of JSO, and thank you for joining me on today's hunt. Today we are in southeast Texas and we are after one extremely large boar hog. If I'm able to put an arrow through this hog, he'll be the second largest hog that I've ever put an arrow through. He showed up 4 nights in a row and I'm here on the 5th night, so I have my fingers crossed. He's been showing up within about an hour and 15-minute window around 8:15 to 9:30, which is dark. So I've tried to chase this guy during daylight, but he only shows up maybe 2 days a month during daylight. But he's very, very consistent just after dark. Now, what I'm most excited about here, other than the possibility at a huge boar, is my buddy Chad over at Elusive Wildlife Technologies set me up with not 1 but 2 outfitter feeder lights that you see out here, and I was able to set those up 1 week ago today. It took 2 nights for this hog to adapt, and he's been showing up under these lights for every night, like I said, the last 4 nights in a row. We've got a favorable wind. It's blowing from the feeder straight into our face. It's a very light north wind, which is perfect for this setup. As y'all hear in the background, the landowner is doing some mowing and weed eating, so that's why I did not do my intro at the truck and walk in. We are already set up in the blind, which I think is okay. We've still got about an hour and a half before that hog has been showing up, and I don't believe he's been bedding too close to the area. Now, this did not come with challenges. When I climbed up in this tripod, something slammed me in my right bicep. Red wasps were nested up right up in this mesh that I put here to camouflage my background. Fortunately, right over there in that pop-up blind, I keep a can of wasp spray, so I was able to knock those out. So fortunately, I took care of the wasp. I had the spray. Unfortunately, we've got a strong smell of wasp spray. So I hope this north wind will continue to keep pushing slightly this way so the hog doesn't pick up on this wasp spray scent. Now, I still need to get my things set up for this hunt. I wanted to do this quick intro first. While I set my things up, I'm going to show you what broadhead I'm going to be using, and I'm also going to announce the winner of the Guess the Weight contest from my very last video. So we'll see y'all back in just a few minutes to start the hunt. Today we're taking a look at the SEVR titanium 1.5-inch hybrid head. When you order from SEVR, you can only order through their website. They don't sell anywhere else. When you get the package, it's going to be a box just like this one. Open it up. They sell their blades individually. You don't buy packs of 3 or 4 or 5. You pay for each one just what you need. These range between $15 and $20. Depends on quantity or what type of sale you're running across. When you open up the package, this is what you're going to see. It's a rear deploying mechanical machine one-piece titanium ferrule. It's got titanium honed sharpened stainless steel braids that lock and pivot. They're designed to pivot and go around hard bone. The main blades, when they expand, they go out to 1.5-inch with cut. These little bleeder veins at the top, their cut is 0.7 inches. Inside the package, you will receive 2 replacement bands and 1 set screw. What that set screw is for, it will go in one of these 2 holes right here, and it will lock the blades in place where you can actually use this as a practice head to make sure they're flying straight at your target. When the blade is fully deployed, this is what it's going to look like with the 1.5 inch cut, and here's what your bleeders are going to look like. Now, these are all extremely sharp. This is one of the sharpest broadheads I've ever felt out of the package by far. What they're talking about with the design for it to pivot, let's say you're going through some ribs and you really hug this rib over here. Well, it's going to pivot around that rib, slide in between, and once it gets in the vitals, these blades will straighten back out and continue doing maximum damage. So this is the broadhead we're going to be using today. I'm really excited about this. I want to see how it performs. I just wanted to give y'all a sneak peek at it, and let's go hunting. All right, in my last video, we did a G5 V2 DeadMeat broadhead versus a big wild hog. And I weighed that hog at the end of the video. It weighed 172 pounds. William Pollard, he guessed the exact weight, 172 pounds. I've reached out to him, and I'll be sending him a pack of free G5 Outdoors DeadMeat V2 broadheads. So I appreciate everybody that participated in this contest, and we might be doing another one at the end of this video. I really like to celebrate these milestones when I reach 2,000 subscribers, and now we're at 2,500. We might do another one at the end of this video. I've already reached out to William, and we'll be sending him those broadheads. So y'all make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss a chance at any of the giveaways. And stay tuned at the end of this video. We might just do another one. All right, let's get right into today's hunt. All right, well, congratulations again to the winner of the broadhead giveaway. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what kind of damage the SEVR 1.5 does to that big hog. As y'all know, I like to start these hunts off with a verse of the day. Today is no different. This one is in honor of Mother's Day. Y'all heard that. Feeder just went off, but we still have almost 1 hour before that hog has been showing up. So again, today's verse of the day, it is for Mother's Day. Because if this is a successful hunt, this video will be publishing very close to Mother's Day or slightly before it. It comes from Proverbs 31:31. It says, to honor her for all that her hands have done, and let her works bring her praise of the city gate. Now this verse highlights the importance of honoring mothers for their contributions and acknowledging the impact of their work. So if you still have a mother today, make sure you let her know how much you appreciate her and spend some time with her. And tell my mom while I'm on here that I love you, Mom. So we're gonna go ahead and get quiet, and something good's about to happen. Yes, I absolutely lit him up. I would have liked a lot more penetration than that, but I got exactly the quartering away shot I wanted, and my left and right was exactly where I wanted as far as putting it right in the crease of the leg. I did hit him a little higher than I wish I would have, but I'm shooting from about 14 feet high, and that was only about a 12, 13 yard shot, so I like the angle that it went in. So as long as we got enough penetration, we're gonna find that hog expired really quickly. That shot took place at 9:12 p.m. I want to give him at least 30 minutes, then we're going to go get on the trail. All right, well, it's been about 35 minutes and we are back here at the feeder and about to see what we find on the ground and see if we can track this hog down. I'd be lying to you if I told you I wasn't a little nervous about that penetration, wishing I would have used a fixed blade. But how are we going to know what these results are like unless I'm actually trying them out here and putting them on video for y'all to see? So let me flip the camera around and let's see what we can find. All right, here he was standing right up here, pretty much squared up under the feeder. As expected, I don't see any of the red stuff. Kind of looped around that way, so I'm not seeing any signs at all of a BT. But I do know the path he went down, so we're just going to kind of follow that along. He is carrying my lighted knock, so there's going to be some clues up here somewhere along the way, hopefully. Now, I am concerned that we're not going to find a really good trail of the red stuff, simply because I don't think there's an exit wound. Now that I know if I keep following this trail, it stays pretty much in the open, but I heard a lot of limbs and sticks break. My gut's telling me that he may have went up in this stuff. So we don't have any red stuff to go on yet. You can see there is something peeled out right there, that track. So I'm gonna take a peek in here. All right, well, we're finally on the right trail. If y'all can see that. All right, we'll stay on it. There we go. Surprised we haven't found that arrow yet in the lighted knock. Oh my goodness. Okay. Sapper's doing something over here. Okay, so there's the feeder light. You can see the green over there. Straight through here. There's a speck here. And there's a speck this way. So we're at a fork. Which way did it go? All right, we're back on a little bit of a trail. It's so damp in here from all this rain. All right, I got some more up in there. All right, looked like he kind of went in a little circle right here. A little roll like he wanted to lay down. We're not that far away still. You can see the feeder lights. He zigzagged through here, but now which way? Oh, there's some over there. That tree right here. All right, get some more here. Oh, there he is. Oh, that is not the big black boar. This is a brown hog. This is not the one I was hunting. That's a good quartering away shot. I don't know why we didn't get better penetration. It must have buried in the opposite shoulder. Let me see if I can get that broadhead back. Oop. No, we are not getting the broadhead back. Yep. No lighted knock left. No broadhead. It must have buried up in the opposite shoulder. Let me flip this guy over. I did not see an exit wound. So apparently that broadhead must have stopped dead cold in the opposite shoulder. All right, let me get him cleaned up a little bit and drug out of here. I'll see y'all in a few minutes. I feel like right there, you see the tip of the broadhead in the opposing shoulder. All right, well, I got that broadhead pulled out. I've been checking it out. It is still extremely sharp. These edges are very sharp. The sharpest I've ever felt one after it's done that much damage. These bleeders are still extremely sharp. The tip is still good. And there are no mechanical blemishes or bends. It is still in excellent condition. This broadhead is actually ready for just a little cleanup and put another band on it and go right back in my quiver. The strap sure came in handy. It wasn't that far through the woods. It was maybe 80 yards, maybe 70 yards, but all thick stuff. We got him out. Let me get him over to an open area near the truck. We'll put him on my hawk crawler cart and get him rolled out there. I just wanted to show y'all this cool cart I have. It's called a hawk crawler. It has saved me numerous times on this property. When I'm up in the hill country, I have my Polaris Ranger. I don't necessarily need this, but in this thick stuff here, it has saved me. I didn't discover this on my own. My buddy Kyle, he's got a YouTube channel over at the Texoma Bowhunter. That's where I discovered this cart at. So he's got a great channel. If y'all want to see some good content, y'all go give him a follow. I'll link his channel down in the description. Okay, let me get this out of here and I'll see you in just a few minutes. Now I'm about to need to go over some of these logs with this cart. So let me see if I can do this with one hand and a flashlight and the camera. Show y'all what this cart does. Watch these wheels. Boop. Isn't that so cool? That wasn't a small limb either. Okay. Well, that sure was a fun hunt. That SEVR 1.5 titanium hybrid head really did a good job. It left an easy BT to follow. This guy went a total distance of 72 yards according to my app. There's no problem. Anytime you can take that hard quartering away shot, you'll either get a good solid exit, or in this case, I buried up in the opposing shoulder. That broadhead held up really well, so that's very impressive. I would have liked to saw a little better penetration, but if I indeed crashed into that opposing shoulder bone, that's understandable that we did not get an exit. Either way, it was a success. Anytime you can put an arrow through one of these quartering away and recover it, I consider it a big success. This is the first time under this many green lights on this particular setup. I didn't quite have my camera set up right. The big giant boar, the bigger one, came in at about 8:12 p.m. He was there for what seemed like maybe 60 or 90 seconds. I had the camera on him, but it was very, very dark. I wasn't collecting enough light to really produce a good video product of me letting the arrow fly through him. So I wanted to get that exactly right, and by the time I did, he sensed something was wrong, whether it be the wasp spray or my thermocell, and he turned and went back in the woods. I knew these hogs had been showing up till about 9:30, so I gave it a little more time, and I just got to watching the raccoons and watching the stars, and I looked down, and this guy was just suddenly right there under there. And of course, I thought he was the same exact boar because the lights play a little bit of tricks in my eyes. Either way, this is a success. It's a big win. I still have a big giant boar to chase down, and I'm excited about that. I don't have to wait for a new group to show up. I'm sure he'll reacclimate after 2 or 3 days, maybe less than that, and I'll come back out here and we'll get after him. It's ironic, I was just texting my buddy Bradley over at 4B Outdoors. He's got a great channel. He knows that I was after that one giant hog. That's all I was after this week. I almost pressed send on a text to him, said I got him, and I would have had to eat crow because this is not the giant boar. Don't get me wrong, this was a huge success. I have a guy that I know lives right down the road. I text him before I go to these hunts, and he knew I was after a big boar, and he will take the meat every single time I'll give it to him. So this boar is going to good use. It's going to be feeding his family, and he's waiting on me right now to come drop it off. I thought that was an extremely fun hunt. The broadhead performed well. I'm going to be publishing this video just a few days before Mother's Day. I just want to take the time to wish all the mothers out there a happy and blessed Mother's Day. May God bless each and every one of y'all for what you do, and especially my mother and my wife that's the mother of my kids. May God bless each and every one of you, and thank you for what you do. If you enjoyed this hunt and you want to see more like it, if you want to stick around when I put an arrow through that giant hog, and make sure you hit that subscribe button. Ring that notification bell so you get notified each time we drop a new video. Also, I weighed this hog. We're going to do another little contest. I think y'all seem to enjoy these contests. They get a lot of interaction. Y'all guess the weight of this hog. Tell me what you think it is. These SEVR 1.5 titanium hybrid heads come in single individual packages, and I have 2 of those unopened at home, and I'm going to send those to whoever guesses the exact weight of this hog. I'll announce the winner in my very next video, and whoever that winner is, I will send you the broadheads. So may God bless each and every one of you, and we'll see you on the next hunt.